Well, this is a quick update on my Fezzari Cascade Peak. I've been riding it for about a year and a half, maybe closer to two. I got it into 2020. So far, I'm loving it. It's a 29er. Comes with a DVO D1 diamond fork. It was originally 140 millimeters of travel. You can adjust it by taking it apart and removing a spacer. It has two spacers, so you can go from 140 all the way to 160. I took one spacer out, so it's at 150 in travel. The rear suspension is a Fox Float DPS2, 130 millimeters of travel on the rear. It's for the trails that I ride here. It's more than enough. Some of the upgrades that I've made are fairly minor. I changed the handlebar to a one-up component carbon, same length, 780 millimeters. I changed the stem to this fun Crossfire 35 millimeter. Just I think it matches the fork. The fork, I gotta say, it's really outstanding. I actually tried a RockShox Pike, which is a really excellent fork as well, but it only comes with high speed compression and low speed compression and rebound, of course. And it, again, I said, it's an excellent fork, but I actually prefer the DVO. For one thing, it has an adjustment that I haven't seen in other forks. It's called off the top, OTT, and it has I believe it's a 5 millimeter Allen wrench screw here that you got. I think it's 16 full turns, and you can adjust the initial part of the stroke to, depending on your weight. You can look on their chart on their website, and one full turn is one level of adjustment, and essentially preloads a spring that's in here, and it makes it really supple, plush off the top. So any small stuff like roots, rocks, it really absorbs it very right off the top, so that you really don't feel that chatter, the small stuff, and it doesn't affect the mid-stroke or the end of the stroke. So that's really good. In addition, of course, it has the typical rebound, and it has a wide range of low speed and high speed compression, and it just feels really plush off the top, and it ramps up really nicely. It's very progressive. It towards the end of the stroke, it really you can feel that ramp up and resistance to bottoming out, and it just feels great. The only disadvantage, it weighs a little bit more than the Pike, but it just feels to me better. So that could be just personal preference. In the front, I'm using a Continental Trail Kings 2.4. It came originally with a Maxxis DHF, but around the trails that I ride, this tire just seems to be faster rolling. It's lighter, and it really has good grip on the corners. I think it's maybe the pattern. I mean, the DHF, don't get me wrong, that's an excellent tire, but it's more for downhill, heavier stuff, and I don't really have many downhills around here, so I just love this tire in the front. Has 180 millimeter rotor in the front for brakes. I upgraded the rear brake. It came with 160 in the back. I upgraded to a massive 203 millimeter rotor. I tend to feather the rear brake a lot more, so it made a huge difference. In the rear, I'm using a Max's Aggressor. It's fast rolling, maybe not the best grip, but again on dry stuff, hard pack, loose over hard pack. And there's some loose rocky stuff around here and rooty stuff. It performed really well. I did change the cranks to carbon fiber cranks. We got these stud, type pedals. They're really good. They're light and they really do the job. I got them on Amazon. I don't. They weren't very expensive, but I really like them. And it has a GX, SRAM GX drivetrain, and it's been excellent. It's really rugged, reliable. It shifts precisely. I haven't dropped the chain once. It's really great. Anyway, and it can, has a dropper. It's a Manic X Fusion dropper. I mean, they're basic, kind of low end dropper, but it does the job. All right. Anyway, let's go for a ride.